Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SBR contributor Jordan Sharp, and today we're going to be looking at how the odds have been acting up for that game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks. How you doing today, Jordan?
Doing great, Dex. Thanks, man.
All right, so how about them boys, my man? I mean, they're 4-1 for the season, and they just took care of the Texans last week in a very close 70-20 game. Now, as for the Seahawks, they're 3-1, and they won the Monday Nighter against the Redskins. And even with the 3 TDs that Percy Harvin didn't get because of the refs calling those plays back. Now, Russell Wilson actually rushed for $122 and scored a touchdown while also throwing for 201 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, this without a doubt is a tough match to cap and a tough match for both teams, if anything. Now, more so for the Cowboys. But as for the odds, the lines on this one opened up at -9.5 in favor of Seattle. And since then, it dropped 1.5 points to actually -8 at BOL and Pinnacle.com. Now, I'm thinking that the line could probably close at 8.5, but what do you think, Jordan?
I think we'll probably see it settle somewhere in between where a lot of the books have it right now. It's far from settling, though, because as you mentioned, there's still like 5 Dimes has it at 9.5. Bovada has it at 9 points, whereas you're looking at BetOnline, Heritage, and BetDSI all at 7.5. So I think round 8 probably is a pretty accurate estimate as to where this line could settle in. I think that where it opened 9 is obviously a little bit too much. I think that's where you got some of this money that was coming in on the Cowboys earlier in the week at. But once it started dropping, I think you started seeing a little bit more coming in on the Seahawks right now. It's a pretty intriguing game. I do think the Cowboys can probably hang tough here and stay within a full point score here. It just really depends on how much they can take advantage of that Seattle secondary, which is going to be a pretty tall task. But also, DeMarco Murray coming into this game, it'll be very interesting also to see if he can run on this Seattle defense. He's been having a hell of a year. So probably, like you said, a pretty hard game to cap. I will say this, that if anything, and this has been a kind of a theme for this week, that the over might be a pretty good value instead of just trying to worry about the spread in this game. I think this probably could be a pretty high scoring game. I think both teams, obviously Dallas's defense is not that great, but their offense is good enough to where it could score on Seattle's defense just a little bit. And 46.5 is not that high of a number comparable to what this score could end up. So maybe the best advice for this one is just to lay off this very volatile spread and going with a bet on the total instead.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I think that this is actually going to be one of those games where we're just going to watch Marshawn Lynch and DeMarco Murray go at it, because I know this is going to be a ground game for them, and I'm pretty sure that Marshawn Lynch is going to have the edge in this case, just because of the fact that, Dallas doesn't have that great of a defense. But,
Yeah, with 13 other games, there's bound to be some value other places. This one's just a really tough one, like you said.
Yeah, I think a prop would be interesting, to see which running back is going to have the best yardage, or at least, have more touchdowns in this game. I think that there is one right now that's comparing Lynch and Murray for this one. I'd actually go for Lynch in this case if you're interested in looking at a prop.
Yeah, that might actually be a pretty good value if depending on. I would imagine that when I look at it normally, like Bet365 has a spread of rushing yards where one is favored ahead of the other by so many yards. I would probably suspect that if Marshawn Lynch isn't that big of a favorite, or if it's just a straight up pick 'em, I would definitely go with Marshawn Lynch in this game, just because the Dallas running defense still not that great, even though they haven't really shown it that much this year.
Yep, I agree, my man. All right, Jordan, as always, my man, it's a pleasure talking football with you, and I look forward to doing it again soon.
All right, thanks, Dax.
No problem. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.